Good morning, Clyde. How are you? I'm doing great. I just can't believe it's almost 2031. What a remarkable year 2030 was. And we're just getting ready for so much good news. The Space Endeavor Federation is a huge success, and I'm really excited about my trip to Italy to announce our next stage of development. So yes, I do have relatives, well, distant ancestors from Italy so many years back. I never actually met them. My great grandfather was born there. And, well, you had asked, didn't you? Mi piace parlare l'italiano, ma non c'è nessuno con cui parlare, signore. Well, my Italian is terrible. I'm an American, but hopefully I'll be able to get by over there, and they're usually pretty patient with Americans trying to speak Italian the way we do. So, listen, the Space Endeavor Federation now has taken us into a bit of a Star Trek world, and I'm really feeling a little bit humbled today about all of this, and I just want to share with you what I'll be saying in Rome at the International Forum. So here we go. A capsule of history. We looked at both the successes and the limitations of the crypto world some years back. And in the early days, we were very stunted by the massive amounts of energy that were being used in the mining by those various nodes. And really, I think crypto was really mostly about the nation's desire to get away from those middle entities. And as far as the United States is concerned, we all had a huge concern about inflation. So Bitcoin seemed to have a little bit of a sort of a solution to that, but I really just sat back, Clyde, and I wanted to watch the mistakes unfurl and learn from them, if I may be so honest. So we created something really a lot more elegant, and we really upgraded blockchain, and I think the whole world has applauded that, and without becoming sort of an onerous presence and cracking down on the market flow of crypto, because I really wanted it to play out as long as it was done with the full force of law and, of course, regulation and legality. But anyway, so here we are now in space. So are you by your window? Can you see it? You will be able to someday. So the Space Endeavor Federation is now a fully functional colonization, essentially an infrastructure that at its core has erected the receptacle or the receptor shields, or in many cases what they are really are thermal unit samplers that have sent back the energy that we now use here on planet Earth. Now, the Space Adventure Fund that I promoted at the beginning was really the start of that. So the idea was to corral the world and say, hey guys, we're the United States. We plan on being the leader in space, and we really believe that our Constitution, our tenets, and our faith really make us a good candidate to lead the world into the next century. But let's do it together. We're going to broker a fund through our OTC, our own treasury, with the full force of law and under the umbrella of our Constitution that you can participate in. We, the United States, will hold 60% of the Space Adventure Fund. The other 40% will be held by other actors around the world. And we're going to make sure that it's ironclad in privacy, taking the very best principles and tenets, security measures we learned from crypto. And but we're going to make it even better because, listen, Clyde, you've got to understand something. And this is what we learned from crypto. Please get this. Anytime there's money to be made, the first group that gets in is always the greedy. Okay. The second group is the smart. The third group is the powerful. And finally, the last group is the government. And in a worst case scenario, they wind up putting people away, and in many cases simply regulating all that has happened heretofore. But What we wanted to be was the exception, the government that came in to create a vision and a more elegant administration of the whole crypto vision. So anyway, the Space Endeavor Federation, with its apparatus, its ability to harvest correct solar energy in space, regardless of the weather down here on the planet Earth, and its satellites and all of the research that we're doing is wonderful, but at its heart, it was always meant to be what it is, which is a means by which we can send good, clean energy here to the Earth. And in some cases, we're even using it to power our nuclear fusion. But it became the day-to-day energy source that we now rely upon. But here's the best part, and this goes back to the very roots. We made those thermal units from the sun the new peg for the United States dollar. Okay? So that really was a very big paradigm shift, because in the old days, gold, because of its rarity, had value. Now the solar thermal units from space have their value because of their practicality, and they're measurable. They're the metric that peg our US dollar. And thank the good Lord that we were able to do that, because now the United States could stand tall with our Constitution, with our heritage, with our diversified population, and with the graces of the good Lord to now lead this planet, well, for the years to come. And I'm very excited to announce today that we've also finalized the compact with the world to add all those security measures so that the Space Endeavor Federation isn't going to be, well, knocked out by an asteroid or any other bad actors. So we've even instituted those security measures. And again, I just want to make it clear, we never wanted to rain on the parade of crypto. We learned a lot from it. And just keep in mind, Clyde, everyone was concerned about inflation. And a fiat currency that was pretty much, well, it was riding on the backs of 30-year bonds. It just, we had to move on. And the question was, how do we peg that currency? Well, the thermal units from the sun became measurable, became the plumb line, became the metric to do that. And are you ready now for the very last of it? Well, the most exciting part of all became those byproducts we brought back, those precious elements from space that, well, became the means by which we were able to stake that new blockchain. Remember blockchain in the old days? They were trying all those inventive ways to create those stakes so that they didn't have to go about it the old way. And there was always that question, how do we attach value to blockchain? Well, anyway, so now we're bringing back these lustrous gems. We're bringing back these sort of rare space elements. And those are becoming the rewards of those fine people who are working with this modernized, far more elegant version of blockchain. So here we are, the Space Endeavor Federation. And we're going to add to it US. And I think it's fair to do that. So the acronym now becomes SEFUS, which is Cephas. Yes, you're way ahead of me. Well, one of the oldest languages in the world, well, was Aramaic. And Cephas, although spelled differently, of course, means the rock. Jesus called Peter Cephas. Isn't that amazing? So in a way, it's all worked out. And we certainly ask the good Lord for his blessings as we move forth with Cephas. And may this program, may this great adventure in space become a rock, a Cephas for our world. So, ci vediamo, signore. Devo andar via adesso. I'm practicing my Italian. Listen, I'm a third generation Italian, so Be a little forgiving. Okay, we'll be talking soon. I'm on my way to the plane. Ciao, ciao.